Hello everyone, how is it going? My name is the Valhalla Pickle, and today we are back on some more Satisfactory, where we are working on our conveyor belt highway. I have showed this conveyor belt highway in multiple different streams now, and today I want to spend pretty much the entire episode building it, laying it out, connecting power to it, obviously, because it's a pretty good transporter of power, since as you can see we've got a couple power towers hooked up to it. Also connect things like our hypertubes together, and hopefully maybe try to get some things transported in today's livestream. The reason as to why I say maybe rather than definitely is because this project is going to be taking me roughly 1 or 2 months. Yeah, it's quite a big project. Luckily, I am going to be breaking it down into smaller chunks, which will make things a lot easier for everyone, including myself. So it shouldn't be too bad. But as you can see, this is pretty much the conveyor belt highway. On top, we've got ourselves a road, which is good size for trucks, tractors. That's basically it. And a hypertube cannon as well for, or hypertube, sorry, just a regular one, for easy transport. You can also use the zip lines there from the power towers, which do transport some power, but I have also got a power connection underneath there in our logistics floor, where I can also carry roughly 30 conveyor belts or pipelines, which is not too bad. And luckily I've got a couple different blueprints. I've got junctions, corners, and everything that I kind of need. So luckily the only thing I'll be doing today, from what I can at least think of, is plopping these things down and doing a little bit of maths. Welcome Vinod, welcome Zibi, welcome Johnny, hope that you guys are doing well today. Welcome to the live stream. That's all good, Vinod, don't worry too much about it. Yeah, we've done pretty good progress on the rocket fuel factory, which is behind us over there. I don't think I'll be showing much of it today, because we spent a long time there yesterday. But basically we got ourselves a nice foundation, we got a good logistics floor underneath as well, with some columns, and I've got a good idea in mind. It looks a little bit crap right now. Again, it's still a construction site, but the idea that I've got, I think should end up looking quite nice. Of course, we've already got our stairs designed, which I'm going to add everywhere. And in fact, off camera, you can just about see it. But I designed, and still designing, this little parking spot for our trucks, Explorer there as well, tractors I'm sure, and whatever vehicle I can potentially fit in there. So I quite like how I've got that, because I wanted there to be something here, but I didn't want it to be another little underpass, so I thought, you know what, let's just add that. So the main things that we are doing today, if I flick over to this screen, it should be a little bit bigger for you guys, there we go, is we're building out our conveyor belt highway, which is everything on the right side, by the way, is what I'm reading off of. I want to try and collect 1,950 nitrogen gas. In total, not today because it's all over the world, 2,700 sulfur and 1,050 crude oil, yes. So most of what I'm doing today is that we're bringing our conveyor belt highway out from here, down to there, then down here, where one of our lines will then continue in this direction, but another one of our lines, which I will be hopefully focusing on today, be shooting off here towards our left, but in actuality it will be the right, because we'll be approaching from this side, so, but it's our left, and we'll be going somewhere along here, where we've got a really good amount of nitrogen gas, and after I collect this, I don't think I need any more nitrogen gas, which is great, and a little bit of sulfur. And furthermore, down here we've got some more crude oil somewhere up there. I've actually completely just chinned off getting the crude oil from there. Instead, I'm going to have a very temporary conveyor belt for our sulfur going from here to somewhere along there, most likely. And then some more sulfur down there. So yeah, this project is rather big, but let's just start one step at a time. Resource-wise, we haven't got a tremendous amount. What I think I want to try and do is clear that list very quickly, go into our blueprints, then select, then select, where is it? It's none of these. Oh yeah, conveyor belt highway. We'll go with, I have bought 10 of these in my inventory at once. I suppose we have to wait and see. Regardless, let's just get straight into it. I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's get straight into the live stream and hopefully have a bit of a fun one. I mean, that's kind of the plan. I mean, I don't really do these streams expecting to be depressed. So, so let's try and have an entertaining one. Of course, if you guys have any questions about the project or the channel or anything, just let me know, and I'll try and answer them. Right. I think I need... Yeah, okay, it is this one. In case you haven't seen it, this is the wrong way, isn't it? Yeah, so all the arrows have to face south. Okay. I've got two main blueprints that I use for this. What I'm placing down now is 001. It's the first variant, which, as you can see, has this little bit here that juts out. This is so I can add my power tower along there. And then this blueprint right here, which doesn't have anything, because one thing I noticed when designing this is that if every single time I was to place down this blueprint and have power towers constantly everywhere, it looked crap. Is the nice way of putting it. It looked crap. And then something else that I think I did further over there was I did 2 of the non-power tower blueprints, then 1 of the power towers. So that's always something I can do there as well, but I feel like I want to try and be consistent. I'm going to plop this down for now. Then what I actually do want to try and double check here is what I've done for my other conveyor belt highway. So if I just respawn, go over there very quickly, just so I don't get this wrong. Because it would look kind of weird if, for this design, I did 1 power tower, 1 non-power tower, etc, etc. But then for everything else, I did 2 non-power tower, 1 power tower. So then yeah, it would just look a bit crap. Let me just confirm that. I didn't even think about that until literally just that second that I mentioned it there. Did you add the platforms to the sloped part of the hypertubes to help hold it up? I'm not sure. Oh dear. Oof, that was close. I forgot I didn't actually equip my jetpack. Whoops. Oh. Got another ad. Lovely. I love YouTube ads. Just kidding. No, I don't. Oh, right. So... Okay. So what I did then was I added this here, but then I left a gap. So I still did 1, 1, 1, 1, but then I placed these after every 3 in theory. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. If it's what I've done for everything, it's what I'm going to continue to do. It is good that I did actually check that just in case I was to start it then get it wrong. So there we go. And luckily with the power of the hypertube cannon and the power of friendship, we can, well, without the power of friendship, we can hopefully get back to where we just were within the matter of seconds, so that's good. There we go. Ooh, purple power slug. Every time I pass that, I say I need to collect that, and do I ever collect it? No. It looks fancy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it works. It definitely works. I like it. So in that case, you're going to stay. I then need to equip this. Remembering to face it in the right direction. And there you go. That is my conveyor belt highway. It is perfect for what I need. Of course, the thing is with one of these conveyor belt highways, it kind of depends what you're trying to build. But for me personally, this is just perfect for me. Hence the title of today's stream. I do quite like it. And oh dear. The main purpose of... Oh, my game's glitching. Oh dear. There we go, I fixed it. The main purpose of this conveyor belt highway is just to transport a lot of stuff over here. A lot of resources. So, I mean, it does work. Luckily. Is that the right one? Nope. There we go. Great. Now, the tricky part's going to be to try and predict where I've got to add in my little corner here. Because again, we're not just going to be going straight for all eternity, because, well, firstly, we can't. And second of all, I don't actually want to. So, trying to figure out where to turn this is going to be quite difficult. So, I want to try and keep going to around about here, I would say. Because it literally has to go straight through this. It's going to be extremely tight, which is a bit of a concern for me. Like, it has to be perfect. So if it goes here, for example, it's going to collide straight into the rock. So that's a concern, I would say. Because the last thing I want to do is plop down like 30 of these blueprints and then realize, oh, it's 2 foundations off. What I want to try and do... In fact, I don't even need to do this. All I have to try and do is look at my coordinates there on the top right. Pay attention to that first number. So you're going to be pretty much exactly -863. The second number I don't really care much about is that first number there. -863. Let me just write that down. And now let's see how wide this thing actually is. So the minimum I can actually... Yeah, the minimum and maximum is -878 and 840. 30. You're 816. Oh, okay. Wow, nice. I think I might actually equip a jetpack for this one. It might be a little bit easier. What I'm trying to say is this is going to be an extremely tight squeeze, and quite frankly, I don't know if I can actually do it. I suppose one thing that I can do is go down there, plop in the blueprint there, then build off from that sort of angle, because luckily I'm matching this to the world grid. So this is going directly west. All I've got to do there is place that directly south to north, and everything should be fine. But luckily we're still quite far away from it, so I can think about that as time goes on. I am also running a little bit low on concrete, as a surprise to absolutely nobody who's viewed this channel for more than one live stream. But know that I love to waste concrete. So let's go gather some more. And also see if I can fit 10 of these together. You could just build the thread. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, just going over... Oh yeah, I forgot to actually finish doing this. So I had a bunch of items all over my world, so I've gathered them all here. And now I'm just sorting them into my inventory. I didn't realize I didn't actually finish doing it. Oh well. Wait, did I not? Oh, I did equip that. I didn't realize I had another one. Yeah, get them into there. Why not? Okay, so we are going to need everything there on that right-hand side. I do want to try and up this to potentially 15. I know that's quite a lot of concrete. I mean, that's still not enough. So this is tons of concrete, but oh well. Yeah, 2,000 per blueprint. Yep. And that's definitely not doable. So let's do 12. Maybe just dump a bunch of this into here. There we go. Iron plates, we're going to need roughly 6,000. Again, I don't even think that's even possible. I really can't build many of these, can I? Oh dear. Luckily, I am uploading iron plates to my depot, so that shouldn't be a massive drama. I'll get one more row there. There we go, that's good enough for now. Steel beams looks like a problem, but it probably won't be. So I want to try and get a few anyway. In case industrial beams, I actually want to try and get a few of them, because I don't know if I'm uploading that to my depot. I am, apparently. Okay, so I only get 100 then for now. That should be fine. Quartz crystals, again, I am uploading this to my depot. I do want to try and get a good amount, though. I'll reduce one of them. I think then what I'm going to do is actually get rid of a little bit of more concrete from there. In fact, what I actually can do here is do a little bit of this. There we go. Now what I can do is then go to my steel beams and then just lower that with all this. If I've got any left, damn. I think I have got a dimensional depot which should be helping us out there, but that's not great anyway. Offline grid for resources. Offline grid for resources, as in do an entirely different setup just to try and gather things I need. I mean, that's what the starter factory is for. It's the reason why I built a starter factory, so I can do this. There we go. Yeah, I think a jetpack will just be best for this. I'm very surprised that I can barely even afford 10 of these conveyor belt highway blueprints. Like, that is really not a lot. I think the depots are going to help us out, because currently everything that I need, I am uploading to the depot. So, yeah. Oh, offline grind for resources. Oh, I've got tons. I've got at least 1 million resources lying around, probably well over that, so I should be fine. Like, concrete alone, I've got about 400,000, so we're okay. We're going to be very, very fine. And if I'm not, yeah, I can always offline grind. Okay, so that's 001. Let's get 002 out now. Which is you. Facing the right way. Brilliant. Congratulations. Lovely. Wait, are you actually lined up? I didn't think I was lined up there for a second. Let's do this again. Okay, now you're lined up. Is it the right blueprint? It is. Brilliant. Same thing here now with you. Right. Does it actually say my coordinates right now? I can't see it anywhere. If I was to go into map, I suppose just hover over my character, right? So I'm still 860 meters off. Right, we're going to be here for a while. That's 002, 001, so we're back to 001. Brilliant. For a second, you thought you said, I am uploading a video on iron plate recipes. Oh, no, no. I don't think I'm ever going to do that. Because the truth is, the regular basic recipe for it's actually just fine. There's a lot of recipes like that. Are we still looking fine? I know I'm constantly checking this, but there is a reason for it, because once I just forgot to check, and by accident I placed down, I think it was either this blueprint or that blueprint twice in a row, and it screwed up everything else. So that's why I do continuously check. But I'm like that in real life anyway, like, I double, triple check everything I do. Because I'm so used to making mistakes now. It's just I prefer it. Be on the safe side. It takes 1 second to do. It uses coated iron plates. Is that the one that involves plastic or rubber? If so, yes. It depends. Like, a lot of the time that I record these best recipe videos, I either say or I kind of imply that it depends on the situation that you're in. Like, for example, I would never really recommend that you use compact coal to make steel. However, because I've got so much compact coal that I don't really know what to do with, I'm using it to make steel. It sometimes depends on what resource you've got lying around and what you don't want to make as well. But having said that though, I feel like the foundations, the actual principles of some of the best recipes do kind of make sense. Okay. We're already out of resources. Quartz crystal drained really quick. Which is quite surprising actually, I don't know why. Because I should be placing you down next. Could try and wait for one more potentially. Let's see. That is the only thing I am missing here. Everything else that's required for this, you've got the copper sheets, I'm automating that, cable automating, iron rod automating, plastic automating. Yep, okay. There we go. And I suppose now, as we make our way back, I also want to try and make sure that I've definitely connected everything here together. Obviously, I know I haven't as of right now, but it saves me having to come back towards the end of the stream than having to do this, because that would just bore me out of my mind. So it's good to do it in little chunks, and already we've made some good progress. I know, let's say 7 or 8 blueprints doesn't seem like a lot, but it's not bad. I've done worse. I have done worse. So, also, is this 4 or 5 wide? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 5. Okay, so then you times that 8 by 5, and that's, what, 40? We didn't actually do too bad. 40 foundations covered. In quite a short amount of time. We're only about 20 minutes into the stream. There are some things I want to try and do above the surface here as well. For example, all the hypertubes. I've got to make sure that they're connected. Will I ever actually use the hypertubes? It depends. The hypertube cannon is quite nice, but besides, I had nothing else to add into the middle there. I suppose one could say that I could have added a train track above. Yeah, if I really wanted to, I can always just design the train track to fit on top of this, but I don't really want to do that. I'm trying to avoid trains for the most part this playthrough. Because last playthrough, I didn't avoid trains, and they were kind of annoying to constantly use. You only use the coated plates for nuclear and singularity cells? Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose, yeah. 2,000 iron plates right now, and you're not sacrificing 5,000 iron for that? Yeah. Okay, there we go. So everything should now be connected, is that correct? Brilliant. Although you are very inconsistent. That's what it should be. 582, whatever that was. 582.5. You're dropping quite a lot. Oh well. Respawn, yeah. So I suppose what I do want to try and do is I did another dimensional depot for quartz crystals, because I feel like we just haven't got enough. I might as well actually just grab some quartz crystals from here. I didn't realize how expensive this was going to be, which is the same thing I say every single time I do one of these videos, by the way. Every single time. You can make a low speed hypertube cannon. I mean, that's what I have done over there. And it's fine. It does the job that I need it to do for now. Oh wow, we've actually depleted a lot of our concrete here as well. I think we might have to do a little bit of management before I continue. We've also depleted that iron plate source. That's important. That isn't really relevant for this particular project. I don't think. There we go. So I'll remove that for now. You can stay there. You can stay there as well. Let me just very quickly equip my hover pack. There we go. So yeah, let me just do some resource management here. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Aluminium stuff, it might not seem like I need, but if I'm using conveyor belts that require a lot of aluminium, I will end up using that. You guys are fine, but you could probably use an extra little load there. You're just dire. Absolutely just dire. Got tons of concrete over here, so let me just very quickly grab a bunch of this stuff. Like so. When all 5 of your trains running your nuclear plant get stuck in traffic jam, that's what I'm concerned about, and that's the main reason as to why I don't use trains a lot. It's not because trains are bad. It's not because their design's bad. I don't trust myself with trains. That's the thing, right? If you want to use trains, absolutely go ahead and use them. Like, don't think, oh, because I said not to use them, that they're bad. No, it's just, it's my personal playstyle. Some people love to use trains. Other people don't. Some people never have. It just depends on your personal playstyle. Which is something I have been saying now for about... since probably my first video. Like, just because I say something doesn't mean you have to do it. Especially when it comes to the best recipe stuff as well. But some people don't seem to quite understand that, unfortunately. Okay, we should have quite a lot of concrete here, so let me just upload most of this to my depot. I've got a feeling would I have enough concrete? I should do. I had tons. And there's 63,000 in here. Plus all of that now. It's 81,000. 6, 17, 18, 14. Okay, let's try and get at least you mostly full. That should be okay. Fingers crossed. Let's hope so. It requires plastic, yeah. So plastic can make iron plates. Again, I wouldn't normally recommend doing that. But if you're in a situation where you've got a bunch of plastic lying around, let's say, and you don't know what to do with it, yeah. I think that's what a lot of those alternate recipes are actually kind of for. I think they are meant for people just to use in case of times of trouble, in case they have just got something lying around and thought, okay, well, I don't know what to do with plastic or compact core or whatever, but I can use it for this recipe and save resources now, so let me just do that. It's quite handy in that regard, absolutely. Let me just try and empty all of this here as well. I don't need pretty much any of this except for you. There we go. Yeah, we've got tons of concrete here, luckily. Oh dear. The thing is, this is making a good amount. Especially when I'm streaming. Let me just try and do the maths very quick. I was doing this recently, wasn't I? So you're 15 per minute. 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 15 is 94.8. I'm making 94.8 concrete per minute. Doesn't sound great. But then if I'm live for 2 hours, that's 100... Actually, I'm live for about 2 hours and a half, so that's roughly 150 minutes? 120, yeah. So per live stream, just without even touching this, I am making 14,000 concrete per minute. Per minute? Wow, that would be good. 14,000 concrete in 2 hours and a half. Just by essentially playing the game. Not to mention, sometimes I'll go multiple streams without using much concrete. It's a rare occurrence on this channel, but it has happened. Rumours have it that it has happened in the past. Okay, so you're going to be used for iron plates. I think so are you. I'm happy with that. I have got you for iron plates. And you are working because you're a smart splitter. So the only thing going here is our overflow. Same thing here now with you lot. There we go. Now it's starting to overflow. Good. Okay, that's actually great. Do I want to have all of those iron plates just in here? Probably not. So I'm going to take that to begin with. And then search through here to see if there's any more iron plates just lying around. Great. That's not too bad. I know for a fact I've got a lot here, so 57,000. So yeah, we're fine. We'll fill up both of these storage containers, and hopefully go back to our hypertube cannon. Wow, conveyor belt highway soon. Yeah, 14,000 per minute is possible, but bear in mind this is a starter factory, so it was never built for that. There we go. So we need a little bit more iron. I'll go for one more personnel storage container. I then need probably at least 2 personnel storage containers for our aluminium. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Everything else is fine. But again, if I actually go in to see what resources I require here. Concrete, we've got enough of. Iron plates, we've sorted out. Steel beams, we've sorted out here. Quartz sorted out here. Encased industrial beams, sorted. Wire and cable, we're sorting out. In fact, we're doing that literally just down over here. As far as what I'm aware, at least. Yeah. So that's no dramas there at all. So everything's kind of okay. And then everything else, we've either sorted it out or we're not really using that much of it for it to be a concern. So, yeah, we're fine. So I said one more of these. We'll go for that. And then we said a couple aluminiums. I believe is here. I believe is here. Well, okay. I believe is... Wait, where is it? Where is our aluminium being stored? I got a storage place for aluminium. Oh, okay. Wow. Ooh, we haven't really got too much of it left over. We might have to make a very quick, unexpected trip to our aluminium factory. Our very temporary aluminium factory, which I spent too long working on. Just to try and gather some more resources from there. Because as of right now, I believe I'm actually sinking everything, which is a bit of a problem, because I might need it soon. Not saying I'm going to use all of this in one day, but stranger things have happened. Let's do about this much, I would say. Is this going to be about even? Ooh. Almost. I think I'll give 2 stacks to you. That's close enough. I mean, no, it's not. So you're 3 away plus 143. You're 3 away plus 157. Okay, yeah, you're as close as you need to be. That's great. Let's re-equip this. And I don't actually think I've got a hypertube cannon going in that direction. I know that I used to have further over here. But I don't think I properly expanded that. Also, you can see the graveyard of previous machines. Oh dear. All of our plastic rubber coming down through there. Our Caterium, which is all getting sunk, by the way. I have, of course, got a dimensional depot for a Caterium, which I've been thinking about removing. It's not bad. I don't use Caterium. And whenever I do, I don't use that much of it. Of the game mechanics too, you just like how he makes things like, oh, thank you. Yeah, Mark 6 is the highest. Oh, I forgot about this factory. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was going to go through a tree. So our factory should be somewhere here, right? If I put on the brakes. There we go. Oh, the aluminium facility. It has been a minute. So I have got dimensional depots here. So well done me. Pat on the back. I'm not a complete idiot. But I am still sinking everything. This is the German Coast Guard. What are you thinking about? Sorry. So I'm gonna dump that there. Now you're making aluminium casing, right? I don't actually need you, like at all, not even remotely. And I don't think I can change the production of this to aluminium ingots, not ingots. Case, no. Sheets. Got there in the end. So let me see what I can try and do about that. Because where are you even being made? I've kind of forgot how all this works. Apparently I need silica. Oh yeah, because this is before I had any alternate recipes, yeah. Although you're missing aluminium ingots. How are you missing ingots? I don't really care. I'm not spending too long on this today. I'm just trying to see why. Do you require 50, 100, 130, 170, 200? So I should be making 200 here. 50, 50, 50, 50. I'm not getting enough aluminium scrap. Oh, see, this game tests me. Also, you're fine. So you're making our scrap. The reason why we probably haven't got enough scrap is because our water is most likely filling up. Except you're not. So why are you so close to filling up and that isn't? Where do you go? You go into here. I'm thinking, if I overclock this, that'll then consume a lot of water. Oh, that's quite cute. I forgot about that. It looks dreadful, but I quite like the concept. That's cute, it looks dreadful. So why is that there? Oh, yeah, I mean... Also, why are you floating? I've only come here to collect aluminium. I'm not here to fix things, but now I'm here to fix things. Oh, this is quite a nice idea. I like that. That's a nice little MAM location, actually. So, sorry, why am I... I'm special. So here I'm consuming 15, 30... As long as none of you are overclocked, which you shouldn't be because you're all green, not blue. That means I'm consuming 60 coal in total. Where is my coal coming from? Because if I'm only using coal for this, which I'm pretty sure I am, I could completely overclock this, and I think that won't be a problem. Because you consume copper, you consume bauxite, you consume spec. Coal. 50, 100, so that's 160 as of right now. You're a Mark 4, so you can definitely carry enough coal. But I'm pretty sure the rest of the coal is what I'm using in my steel factory. So what I want to try and do is get a power shard. I know I got 100 there. I only really want to use one. Oh. That seems like a mistake. No? So why have I lowered that down? It's because I haven't got enough water. We've gone on a bit of a side quest. If you are new to the channel, we do this a lot. So you're making 100 water per minute. Oh, I know why. Because you consume 45, 5, 45, 5. That's the reason I've underclocked you, not because of the coal, because of the water. So in that case, if I was to overclock you to 8.25, means that you should now be consuming more water than what you're taking in. Correct? Which is actually bad, but it means that it won't cause any problems here, because yeah, look at that, you're now yellow. I'm guessing the reason you were yellow there isn't because you didn't have enough alumina solution, it's because you had too much water. And because I'm not then producing enough of that, it then clogs us up. So I think temporarily what I'm actually going to do is this. Just consume a bunch of water, I don't care. If it consumes more coal than what I'm able to carry, we'll find out by the end of the episode if I bother to return. But there we go, at least now I'm saving a little bit of this. You lot, again, I could honestly just sink you. I don't need you, so that's fine. Everything else is okay. I've caused a little bit of a mess. So let's try and cover up my war crimes. That side's fine, I think. Nope. There we go. So now we are collecting aluminium slowly but surely, and that's completely fine. I think we can now return to our project. Might as well obviously gather some resources whilst we're here. And upload you to there. There we go. So if I was to build, let's say, if I can go for 9? Surely 9. Surely. Okay, I've literally got no concrete left. I've used a lot. Let's see, is there any left in here maybe? No, I literally think I've now used all of my concrete. That's fine, we'll take a little bit from over there. That's not a massive problem. Iron plates. Okay, iron plates shouldn't be too bad to be fiddling around with. Chuck you into there temporarily. Definitely keep you on us. I'm going to need that. Shouldn't need that, really. That's 4k. I'm going to remove a couple of you, though, because our dimensional depot should be able to quite easily cover all of that. Steel beams, again, I'm not actually going to take too many of you because our dimensional depot should be able to cover for what I can't currently carry. Also, I just haven't really got a lot. So, yeah. I'll take that, yeah. How does underclocking and overclocking work? I'm sure there's good tutorials out there that explain it, but basically you add a power slug into one of these buildings. And if you're overclocking with a power slug, it means that you're able to produce more resources, but it's going to cost you more as well. So for example, here it's 30 iron ore to make 30 iron ingots. If I overclock, let's say I can make 40 iron ingots here, but that requires 40 iron ore. However, if you use a Somer's loop, it doubles the output whilst keeping the inputs the same. So it would be 30 iron ore as the input, but 60 iron ingots as the output. But the problem is, Somer's loops are very rare to find. So. And power shards are made from slugs. However, make sure that when you are turning your slugs into shards, that you do it through a constructor, and that your constructor has a Somer's loop, because as I say, it doubles the output. So one blue slug is now 2 shards rather than 1. Yellow is then doubled from 2 to 4, I believe. Then purple is from 5 to 10. You can literally get 10 power shards from getting 1 purple slug. It's fantastic, and I recommend it. I've only got 13 concrete in there. There we go, thank you. That was bad. 56 in here. Anything else that's really dire? Not really. I suppose a little bit of quartz, why not? Literally everything else is just concrete that I kind of need. Desperately. Very desperately. Nice. Yeah, it is pretty nice, yeah. Not bad, I'd say. It's not bad. But yeah, let's just go gather some concrete. We don't... Well, we actually do need quite a lot. I was going to say, we don't need quite a lot. We do. That's just a straight up lie. We do need tons. Let's see. If I just get little bits and bobs from here. If I do 1 row at a time. I honestly feel like I'm actually going to run out of concrete today. I might have to leave my PC on overnight. That's genuinely the stage we've got to now. Which is not concerning at all. Oh well. Let's go. We've done all of our little maintenance work here. I mean, having said that, I say that I'm out of concrete. Am I actually? Let's just double check. This will take 1 second to do. I've got 113,000. If it's 2,000 per one, that's basically 50 blueprints. Or, what, 250 meters? Or foundations? So, no, we are not out of concrete. We're just behind. We're not quite there. Also, not to mention, we are still producing concrete around here as well, so we're okay. It's a good bit of progress made so far. So I suppose what I do want to try and do is bring you out by a couple more. Again, the magic number is -8. Oh, dearie me. -863. I don't want to go too far that way because I would die. Like, I would literally just die. So I'd rather not die. Not in game, at least. I'll pick up a swim. There we go. Okie dokies. Let's go for another one. 001, let's do it. That was a long diversion. That was a bit longer than what I would have liked. That's what she said. Sorry. There we go. Make sure the arrow is facing south, which luckily it is. I think this project's going to be good. Am I actually going to be using the road? That's a different question. I honestly don't think so, but might do. I want to. Building health factory. What are you doing? Is it the nuclear thing still? Yeah, the concrete's just backing up, exactly. We're being cautious. And I mean, again, worst case scenario, if I was really desperate, I could just Somer's loop all of my constructors. In fact, where is it? Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe I cannot do that. Oh. Hello. Oh, cool. I swear I've been there, though. I've definitely been here. Why didn't I see you? No, I don't. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I have actually looted that crash site. Regarding alternate recipes, I've got to double check. But there's still a couple that I need, unfortunately. For example, and this is quite a big one, rocket fuel. I haven't actually got the recipe that I need. Okay, so we're a couple 100 meters off now. Yeah, we are starting to get rather close. Let's just see how it goes. I'll place down, let's say, 4 more of these. Maybe 3 more. I'm not in the mood for deleting things today. That's all I can say for a fact. Saying that as I'm probably going to have to delete some things later on. There we go. So if I was... Am I already out of resources? Iron plates. What the heck, iron plates? How am I off by 1,470? What am I on now? To be fair, this is probably a pretty good point to actually build out a very small foundation from here down to there. Just so I get the height fine. It doesn't have to be exactly in a straight line. It doesn't really matter if it bends. Because I do want to try and place down one of these blueprints just there. It does mean that this is probably not going to line up perfectly. But it's going to be on the same height. It might be off by a tiny little bit. But as long as I build it on top of a foundation and it takes up the full foundation, it means I'm not going to be off by a quarter or a third or a little bit of a nudge. I'm going to be off by exactly 1 foundation or 2, 3, 4, which is fine. Rather than 1 and a third, which is dreadful. And I think this idea will actually work. In fact, I know. Oh, okay. Right. The plan was to build our conveyor belt highway across here. What's the massive thing that I've built here? A coal power plant. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is still building it up. I could go around. That's a possibility. In fact, that's what I do want to try and do. Up roughly somewhere here, where I've got my little path. I think it would look quite nice if I build my conveyor belt highway up from there. And that it's on the same level as my coal power plant, and then it just goes around here in a square. I can then continue this out by a square, then see where we go from there. We can make it look nice. We can make it look nice and pretty. Well, when I say pretty, it could still be dreadful, but I'm going to attempt to make it look nice. And also, we can definitely do some sort of gates here as well. Probably getting a little bit too far ahead of myself, but because we are going to be going through there, we could definitely do some sort of gates. If it's lined up properly. If not, it doesn't really matter. I'm not that fast. Welcome, Insomniac. Hope that you're doing well. The 1 or 2 uploaders. For iron plates, I've got 3. Minimum. Maybe even 4. Okay, we're almost there. See, this is why I didn't really want to be experimenting with trying to fit this blueprint down here. Because it is a very tough squeeze. Where do you end? You start to collide with that over here. And you start to collide with that over here. So I can only really build here to here. How wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know for a fact that my blueprint is 5 wide. As a maximum, probably 4.5. Okay. Okay. Is that the junction? Okay, so the junction is going to go down there. That's fine. Where is it? There we go. Right. Wait, no, this is the right one, isn't it? Oh, it is. Okay, it is the right one. Right, fair enough. If you were to go somewhere here, for example, you wouldn't collide with that. Okay. Would you collide with this? No, in fact, there's actually a good amount of room over there. So, are you placed in the middle? That's now our next question. No. Now you are. On this side, we've got a good amount of room. I can't really come over by another foundation, though, can I? Because if I was, which is there, you... Oh, to be fair, I mean, yeah, you do collide. Just. It's not a massive drama if that does collide there. But preferably, the ideal spot would literally be right here. And by the looks of things, I'll just place down a couple of these. Never mind, no I won't. I'll just turn you out like this. From the looks of things, I don't think you're going to collide. And if you do, it's not visible. So this is the golden location then. This is where I want to try and build this. The next question now involves our ramp. I've got to try and ramp this up. Literally. So what I'm going to do, I suppose, is go into foundations, because I haven't got enough resources to really do much else for this second. Go to here. And then ramp up until I'm on the same sort of level with this. On top of our secret factory, which is no longer a secret because I've talked about it about 4,000 times now. You got a new 4-to-4 balancer. Nice, man. I remember I tried to do some balancing last season. But it was so difficult because I was working with a liquid and I assumed because I got 600 liquid from the start that when it came off the train, it would also be a 600 liquid. But I very quickly found out that I was living in some fantasy land, and that isn't how things work in this game. Which was a fun realization. Just kidding, no it wasn't. Oh well. Right, so the level that I want to try and build it on is, I suppose, here, isn't it? Yeah. It's working nice. Yeah, we got the squeeze. I mean, you can see it from here. To be fair, it looks a lot less dramatic from this angle. But yes, we have got the squeeze, which is quite nice. Now, what level... definitely not there. What level do I want to start squaring this off? Because the truth is, we have also got another factory down here. So now it's a question of, do I want the road to continue to this level, next to where the stairs are, because I feel like that would just look quite snazzy actually. Or do I want to build it down here on this level? Because the problem with building it on this level that I'm currently doing it right now is that it kind of takes away from the whole architecture of what I'm doing down there. Because this up here, we'll just do 2. I could just do 2. So have a road going from there, just straight down to my starter factory. All the way across that sort of level. And have another road underneath here. And then they can connect somewhere, I don't care where. Let's just double check how that's going to look. This might look or might seem like I'm getting sidetracked. I'm not. I am, but the thing is, it's for science. Okay. I am doing scientific research of the highest order. People get Nobel Peace Prizes for this. Maybe I should get one for next year, I don't know. I'll have to contact, like, Who even does Nobel Peace Prizes? The Swiss, probably. Or Susan Boyle. Anyway. So, you're probably going to be better suited here. Where's your underbit? Mad sentence. Don't clip that out of context. Because aren't you supposed to have like a little thing underneath you? What have I actually built? PT. That's the power tower. Ramp. Junction. I've got some things over there that I might need. That's the one that I thought I was going to select. Okay, let's do it. So, you're going to be built, not today, obviously, but in the future. This cool district, by the way, if you told me on day one the amount of crap I'm going to build in this district, I would probably just laugh and say, yeah, that sounds about accurate. Okay, level-wise, I'm pretty happy with where this is at. It's not too far away. I like how this is here as well. Although I feel like it needs to be in by one. There we go. This does look a little bit weird now, in all fairness. But it seems right. Like, it actually seems right. As I say, it looks a bit odd. So I might have to redesign this particular wall here, which I don't mind. Because in theory, as of right now, I've literally just got stairs going onto the road, which isn't very accurate. So if I was to redo it, I'll just do something like this, I would say. Throughout this entire part. Which, if in that case I was to do that, then surely moving this to here would make a bit more sense. And all that can then go. The level's a bit high. That's why I'm thinking of doing one road up here. Like that. And then another one down this sort of level. Because as of right now, I don't know what it's going to end up looking like. But I need to know so that I can roughly try and figure out when to start my elevation increase from down there. So it's, yeah. I don't know now, but I kind of need to know. And then what's the foundation level here? How high am I going? I don't think it's even that high, is it? Here? Here. Yep, okay. So now I want another road to be on this level. I also don't know how far out I'm going to come, but I suppose it's going to be roughly here, isn't it? Might buy a little bit more. There we go. I'm not doing curved ramps, no. That's just, it's too complex. It's probably doable, but I don't even know if it even is, if I'm honest with you. So this road is then going to go from here all the way across this forest over here now. There are some valuable resources I actually want to try and get from over there. So this road isn't just for the core facility, but it's a good place for the trucks to stop if they need to stop. Because again, I'm going to be making loads of things here. So now not only have I got conveyor belts to transport everything on quite neatly. In fact, this is a genius idea. Because the whole point of this particular part of the factory, which is just a massive rock right now, is to produce an item in mass. I've got tons of... Can I get that off my screen? Thank you. I've got tons of water coming in. So all I've really got to do is just collect a little bit of iron or copper from around the world, from around there. Then just chuck it into here. Produce whatever it is that I want to make. Then again, I've got more conveyor belts, more trucks just to get it out. Genius. Absolute genius. Anyway. So now I've got to try and lower this down into your roundabouts here. That looks pretty darn good. Now I've got to try and line these up, which is not as easy. Never mind, that was pretty easy. Then the middle is now 3, 4, here. This should now be lined up exactly correct. Roger. Okay, brilliant. Can I maybe get rid of some of this? Because I don't really want that to be in the way. No. Okay. Nice. That's unfortunate. But a pretty quick fix, nonetheless. Nevertheless. Doesn't matter. Do you overlap with that? You do. Good that I double checked. So now this is what I'm left with. The problem is, as you can see, it's first of all bloody massive. Second of all, do I like the way it looks? I think it will end up looking nice. I've got to think of some interesting design to add along here, but overall, I like the way it looks. So I would say this is a pretty much a good step accomplished. Can I just unequip you for my life? Thank you very much. The next step is to try and figure out, do I want you connecting to this level or that level? What would make more sense? What makes sense? I don't know. Does it matter? Which one am I going to be using the most, and why have I got this secondary road down here? Let's just answer these questions. Firstly, for this road, are you going to... Yeah, you're just going to slam straight into that rock instantly, and that tree. So this road isn't really going to go very far. Probably not really needed. I can then continue around there. How do you support pillars downwards? I've got a blueprint for it. Somewhere. Maybe. So then this road here goes to where? I mean, the intention, the plan is for it to loop around here. But I feel like it isn't really going to be doing too much. Am I going to need loads of resources coming into this factory? Probably, yeah, to be fair. Like, logistically, I probably do need it. Split the road? I could try and split the road. So, only having one way going that way? Is that what you mean? Like, one way on this road, the other way on that road? But the thing is, again, if I... Like, this is going to be staying pretty much no matter what. This one would look nice, but I don't know if it's going to add anything to the factory. Except for its logistical needs, which is always much appreciated regardless. T-road? I've made a T-road somewhere. I have to add in here eventually. What if you go down? So you get to the end of here. This loops around, then shoots off south. Then you go straight down into the rocky desert. This way, I'm utilizing both of these conveyor belt highways. And that could actually be quite useful. Yes. Okay, so we've sorted out this direction. Brilliant. Now it's time for this direction. You can... Let's see. What about if you connect with this? Then you... just continue going in that direction? And just don't connect with this? Because the thing is, right, this is your logistics floor. right here. So if I am bringing any items into this factory, I am going to have to make a logistics floor at least up to this sort of height, which I'm pretty sure is what I was planning anyway. Then what I can do is when I'm adding my wall here, a lot of it's going to be glass, but I can have little concrete indents, or even just a concrete wall here, for example. So it can be glass, glass, concrete. Then that is where I can then transport resources from that conveyor belt highway to that one and vice versa, underneath or through, behind even, this wall. So that's what I'm going to do then. Let me try and just draw this very quickly. Yep. Okay. So in that case, we've now come to the conclusion that I want you to join in with this. Most likely from this sort of angle over here. In fact, that's what I can do. I can bring up the road somewhere along here. So you can turn. I'll just get rid of this very quickly. I still want to try and have some sort of path along here like so. And again, this isn't really today's... Well, actually, is this today's problem? I've kind of started it now, I know, but just thinking out loud here. This road can turn somewhere around here and head off in this direction. And there can be a corner there. A T-junction here. You can go straight down, then you can then continue in this direction, but then that's where that road's coming from, so I suppose I don't actually need that. It'll be a corner, straight into another corner, straight down. That could work. That could absolutely work. And regarding the level in which the road's going to be on, it's going to be this level here as well. So can I just chuck in a couple corners here to see what it's going to end up looking like? Because in the end of the day, logistically, this is the best possible outcome. It means I'm getting loads, and probably almost too many, conveyor belts in this particular factory in case I do want to try and build anything mega. And it doesn't look too overly crowded with all of the roads and everything going everywhere. So I think it's the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana kind of thing. You get the best of both worlds. Anyway. I think that's the plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you take up 5 foundations. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second blueprint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're off by 1. Which is something I can definitely work with, honestly. So you're going to end up like... I've never built this before, by the way. So, no pressure. Woo! I haven't got a Discord. No, I don't really use Discord. The only social media I use is YouTube, really. Then you're going to curve around like that. You're then going to continue going straight off over here. We can do something like this. Now, I don't actually know if I've got this next blueprint, which is such a reassuring thing to say. I'm sure that's, like, strikes fear into the heart of the enemy. But I generally don't know if I've got the blueprint for this. Also, what does my logistic floor even look like underneath her? You know what? That's actually really blinking simple. Excuse my terrible language there. I do deeply apologize. But oh gosh, oh blimey. Where's my ramp? That one. I've only got one ramp because the rest didn't carry on. But this is the ramp that I need for this particular... what am I even doing? Challenge? Question. Test. Depression. There. Although you're not actually lined up, are you, you jammy little thing? I'm gonna move you over. Fine. Wait, are you actually correct? No, you're not. Oh, bloody hell. This isn't the right ramp, but I think you get the idea. If you don't, I understand. It's okay. My only problem now is that it's a thick road. So what I could honestly do is bring this road out even further, then loop it back in on itself. Then make it 3 layers thick, then do it again, make it 4 layers. I don't know. I'm not a psychopath. Not according to my GP at least. So I can do this. The double corner doesn't look dreadful, but I don't like how it's a lot of asphalt. There is a lot of asphalt on my screen right now. Is it too much asphalt? Sorry, I'm trying to get my channel demonetized, I think. I do want to try and continue this down, because we could have quite a nice little promenade along here as well, which goes into the rock. So yeah, I think I'll bring it in by a couple of blueprints. You're just going to go straight. You're just chilling. I mean, yeah. I suppose this is actually connecting the power plants. I didn't really think about it like that. But it is. No, you are right. That's pretty cool. Right. Then for you, I think what I'm going to do is 2 of these. I'm not going to have those power tower blueprints this time. I don't really feel like it's necessary. Because it's also going to be kind of overlapping the path. I don't really want it to do. Are you in the right position? Well, right. Right? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Then you'll line up with that. Okay, yeah, so everything here is correct. I'm just losing my mind a little bit. Which, to be fair, name a stream where I haven't lost my mind. As much as I love this game, I've lost my mind at least 3 times playing it. But it's okay. It's all that passion, all that energy. I can get rid of this. This wasn't really in my, plan for today. But to be fair, it is the conveyor belt highway, so I did want to work on this eventually. I just didn't think I'd be cracking it today. Right, so I could totally just do this, then carry you out by 1, then ramp you down. The problem is now, I'm ramping this into a mountain, which, as much as that sounds really cool, it's not, because it means I'm going into a mountain. What I could try and do is lower you down so that you're roughly on this sort of level, get rid of a few trees, not all of the trees, a few of the trees, and have you go through the trees there, ramp down a little bit further, then connect you into there. Do an easy project, they said. This would be fun, they said. I've built this out too far, I said. Is it too far? Because the thing is, right, I need you to be kind of here, but then I can't build you there. This is where it needs to be. We'll have a 1 gap there. That's fine. We'll then select our corner again. This is a really good way to build up resources. That's kind of what I'm doing, unintentionally. Just building up resources. That looks good. That's grand. Also, by the way, tomorrow I won't be able to stream. I'm going back to the place that I said I didn't like. I won't say what it is for privacy reasons. But it begins with the letter L and ends in Unden. So I'll leave it up to you to guess where that is. Anyway, ramp. I can't use the ramp because that's the wrong one, but I think the correct ramp blueprint might actually be up here. So let me just double check that. I really hope it is. I don't want to have to redesign all of this. A vending machine stream. If we reach 1 million subscribers by tomorrow, you know what? I'll do a vending machine stream. I'll be nice. I'll be nice. See, that's the kind of generosity you get on this channel. You don't get that from many other channels. No, I'm just that nice. Oh dear. I can probably get rid of all of this, to be fair, and get a lot of my resources back. That's probably a good idea. I think all of these are saved. These should all be the right ones. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. The reason why I'm double checking the save button is just in case I haven't actually saved these. Luckily, these all seem pretty sound. Where players bounce ideas with each other, players on Twitch had interesting ideas passed over on chat. Yeah. No reason why not. Like, if I didn't want to hear chat's opinion, or if I didn't want to listen to chat, do you know what I wouldn't do? Stream. I'll just play the game by myself, but the whole reason why I do stream is to get that sort of interaction. Your thoughts and things. I mean, don't get me wrong, if someone says, this is a terrible, delete it all and start again, I probably won't listen to it, unless it really is that bad, which luckily I don't think I have ever built anything that bad. Looking at my coal power plant, I'm second questioning that statement. Ooh. It's not great, but oh well. Oh. Okay. Right, this is the moments where I just get a bunch of resources that I can't afford to have in my inventory, but oh well. You finish the blueprint factory in the Dune Deserts, you're going to do some decorating to ease your mind from all that copper handling, I can imagine. Well done though, another challenge out the way with. Oh, there is a bunch of things underneath here now as well. No. There we go. I want to try and get rid of as much of this, not rubbish, but rubbish as I can. Underneath it, there we go. I don't use Discord though, like, at all. There's no point me saying that I'm going to make a Discord and then say something along the lines of, I'm going to be checking my Discord, because I won't. I will never be checking my Discord. It'll be dead within a day. Okay, so I have got the definition of rubbish in my inventory, so let's just dump all this. I can probably get rid of everything here. To be fair, we got all of our iron plates back, so maybe that wasn't a complete waste of time. It was only a borderline waste of time. That's good. And now I've got all my proper blueprints back as well, so I can do a little bit of organizing here, which is great. PT Power Tower. So you're going to go to that one. Ramp. Okay, you guys are both ramps. Gordon Ramsay. You know, like Gordon Ramsay, but there we go. Insert laugh soundtrack here. Honestly, I might even get a Steam Deck just to insert a laugh soundtrack. Why are you not lined up? Well, I know, I think you actually are. Yeah, no, you are. Okay. Let's just go down until I spend all my resources. Because, I mean, why not? Also, I think what I want to try and do very quickly is... There we go. Just get rid of all of this. Let's go with 1, 2, 3. What is that? Wait, is that the right? Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I counting? I think you guys know how to count, but oh well. There we go. And if there's anything more that I need, which is most likely just going to be... I need that as well, to be fair. 7, 8... Is that the right one, though? No, that's the corner one. I don't need that just yet. Okay, so that's that. Okay, right, that's fine then. What's number 8? 8 is... That's fine, okay. So that means I need number 5 now. Wow. I can actually count. This is unforeseen... Unforeseen times. Scary times. Dreadful times. I'm going to try and go down by one more. The problem is I am just going to hit the mountain, which isn't really ideal. I wouldn't really recommend hitting mountains. You can if you want. It's just not really something that I would personally recommend. It's not really a pickle recommendation. That gets a 0 out of 5 stars from me. Hitting mountains. Although, am I actually gonna... No. Wow, I just got sold a massive lie. Because I thought for a second I might actually... Oh, I'm going straight into the moth. The last thing that I needed was a flying freaking moth to get in my way. You absolute amazing creature that just managed to piss me off. Okay, in that case, I'm probably going to end up turning you here then. You're not really going to go that far into the forest, which was the whole plan. But oh. I'm not angry. No. I'm just pissed off. Okay. Because that would have actually been kind of ideal for us. Oh well. There's not enough days in a lifetime to get angry at irrelevant things. The moth is a bug. Yeah, it's also a bugger. It's bugging me. Sorry, I'll... Bloody hell. Anyway. Try and match you guys up now. That should be good. Everything here should line up. There is currently a tree in our way. But luckily, humans invented this thing called a chainsaw. So I can just cut it down. I got biomass. I should have a ton of biomass on me. Well, not as much as I would have liked, but that's a good amount still. And I'm probably only going to select single mode to get rid of this one. Hopefully that will just do the job. I don't want to get rid of much of the forest, if I can help it. I know I just made a plan earlier, like 4 minutes ago, where I said I want to get rid of the forest, but... yeah. There we go. Yeah, just have a little bit of fun, really, isn't it? Just enjoy it. Look at that in there as well. I shouldn't need the chainsaw. Oh, I might need it for those trees. Let's see. Because you're going to shoot around here. You're then going to come down here. So we are going to have like a nice little patch here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I could even... do I dare even suggest this? I could build a docking area for potentially drones in the future in this little area here. So rather than it being some random voids, it could actually have some sort of purpose. That's always a potential. Yeah, oxygen's overrated. Yeah. Holy crap, I'm going slow. I've aged. I've aged like milk. No. I'm not even going to make the trip there. There we go. Luckily, packaged liquid biofuel is just absolutely incredible. So that's handy. I can last forever. If that was on regular solid biofuel, I would have fallen after about 25 meters. So that's really good. Love it. I love it. It's great. Anyway. Yep, time to whip out the chainsaw. I haven't actually got any fuel for this, so that's really fun. Cool. Awesome. Really cool. Am I still on single? No. The Gordon Ramsay joke. I can't even see it. Oxygen not included. Is that a fun game, by the way? I've heard things about that game. Did I get rid of the wrong trees? I think I would have still hit those trees anyway, but that's not very smart. Get rid of that one, and then this one. That tree here should be fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. So the next step now, I do realize these roads are going all over the place, but the plan is to build some sort of infrastructure in and around these roads to make it look a little bit less random. I was gonna say shite, but no. A little bit less random. Let's see how far we're off. Oh, not too far. There we go. Only one little tap. Oh, don't tell me another blinking tree. It's not literally a blinking tree. It's just insane. Okay. Let's analyze what we built. Just so I can get a rough understanding. We're about 90 minutes into the stream. Good fun so far. Good progress as well. And this is what we... Well, I say good progress. That's questionable dependency, you ask. So this road here is going to cut around there. You're going to go straight across here. For now. Okay. I'm not hating this. I'm not hating it. Then what we need to do is now continue this. Where? There? Yeah. So you're going to come forwards by a little bit. Honestly, what I might even do is ramp that up. So flatten this out. Then whatever level this is currently on, just keep it that way. Or maybe even go down by one more. We'll see. We're going to try and get as close to the floor here as possible. But it won't be as low as this. So right there, we're going to have a ramp, basically. Straight after that. That will then be matched to whatever level on here. The problem now is, this is not built to the same level as... You can't even see it now. As that. Where is it? Doesn't matter. Oh, hello, Summer Sleep. Which means that we might need to realign some things, which is a bit of a problem, but let's see. Up 5 messages, I can't even see it. Oh dear. Oh yeah, this tree has to go. After this tree, I don't think there's any more trees I've got to get rid of. That's good. But yeah, this wasn't really part of the plan. This was supposed to be part of Tuesday's stream, where I work a little bit more in this area, but it's sort of just joined hand in hand, really. So I kind of have to do this, then progress anyway, so might as well just stick to it. Am I just missing a bunch of messages? I can't even see any of this. I am just partially blind then. I wouldn't be too surprised. There. Everything's good so far, I think. That's lined up. And then I think maybe we can go down by one more. The thing is, this won't be too high up. I don't want it to be too high up. I feel like here will be a... Ooh. Can I actually just go straight down? No, I have to stop contrasting myself. In fact, no, I've actually got to go straight up here because you start about here. Okay. I just realized mistake number 2. I didn't line these up properly. Oh no, I've lined this up with that corner in fairness. Okay, no, that's fine. It doesn't matter that these aren't lined up properly. I am thinking that I do want to try and go around there. Build that up by a little bit. Also just get some resources from here real quick. There we go. Because the problem now is, by the time that I build this out, adding the corner. If the corner goes here, then I've got to change this blueprint around. Either way, it involves a lot of random moving things. There is a chance this is going to line up perfectly, but because of the way I've placed it, I'm not really expecting it to line up perfectly. There is one catch, and that's basically along this little straight bit here. I don't mind if it Z-snaps into each other or like, Christ almighty. Or, sorry, wow, that was incredible. I don't mind if it Z-snaps or crosses over. We can just sort it out. Oh dear. So we should have a bunch of resources now up here. You see it now that I pinged you? No. Does it involve a link? If it involves a link, YouTube automatically blocks the messages. Okay, so what do I actually need from here? Concrete! Wow, really? That is such a surprise. Man. Wow. Okay, so you can just stay there for now. Although, preferably, I don't really want you to. There we go. And we've got enough of that. I do need tons of this. I don't really need that or too much of this. Grand. Don't need that. Don't need as much of this as I think I do. The rest of this can just be concrete now, if I've got any concrete left. Brilliant. To be fair, I can just use a bunch of this concrete, because I want to get rid of this anyway, so I might as well. There we go. Chat's having a chat on the side. I'm trying to see the pinged message, but I can't see it. Like, I don't think some YouTube messages come through. Oh, brilliant. Oh, well done, me. Congratulations. If there was an award for the worst Fix-It employee of the month, do you think I've got a chance of winning it? The two options are yes or absolutely, by the way. There isn't an option to type no. Because I feel like, even after all my hours playing this game, and I have played this game for many hours, there's still so many things that I either get wrong or just aren't aware of. Oh well. A good amount of concrete now, at least. Close to the VOD. Yeah, I should be able to see it there. Unless YouTube just wants to keep blocking it, then yeah. I like this road. I like this road. I would say it's a country road, which has personally taken me back to where I belong. Anyway. Yeah, the jokes don't stop. I should probably get rid of that now as well, because I'm not actually building it up to there. I feel like this is going to look a lot better as well, because can you imagine being, let's say, over here, for example, and just seeing a huge conveyor belt highway just randomly just there, just going straight up and straight down? It looks a little bit weird. Whereas now, because we're building up from a lesser height, it just looks a bit normal. I use the word normal very loosely. Let's game it out. Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. They're interesting. Oh, that's how you found my channel. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've done 2 reactions to his content. I don't think I want to do a 3rd one. Unless he releases a new video, then I'll probably check it out. Maybe I have done 3. Oh no, I think I streamed the 3rd one. Like his latest one, which is like many months old now. Yeah, I streamed it. I probably won't do another one. Because the thing is, as much as I know it's pretty simple to make, that's kind of the same reason why I don't want to make them. I don't like making easy to make videos or streams. There we go. Reset the music. Live for an hour and a half already. Damn. If you guys are enjoying it, don't forget to smash that like button. Wait, okay. Before I build that out, I've got to make sure that this is now built in the right thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the thing is, if I start building this blueprint out and it looks like this, actually, it doesn't matter. No, I don't think it does. Because I'm going to add a T-junction just behind here. So actually, I don't think it massively matters what this particular blueprint looks like. So I've got 2 designs. This design is number 1. I've got the second design as well. But no, it should be okay. Let's see. So, 2. Making sure that you face east this time. We're then going to go up straight away. Easier time doing curves? Yeah, I don't like doing curves. Not only do I find it difficult, I just don't enjoy them when I do curves. That's why whenever I do the update 1.1 or update 1.0, what do I want the updates to contain, those kind of videos, I'm already planning one for update 1.2. I always say something along the lines of, please add curves. Because, simply put, I don't want to have to do it. Why are you not lined up properly? You're the wrong blueprint. You are... Okay, I was going to say, that seemed really off. That's because it was really off. What even is this? No. 4 maybe? 4. There we go. Looks good. Let's do it. Only problem is, are you going to be overlapping each other? Actually. No, it looks completely fine. I think that was actually intentional when I did that the first time. That's my excuse, at least. Have those 2 things overlap slightly. Does that look good? Looks good. Let's plop it down. Actually, wait. How far down do I need to go? Preferably, we have to go up by at least 1 more to try and clear whatever the heck that's supposed to be. So, let's do that. So that's the minimum height, preferably even one more. The problem is, you're still quite high up in comparison to us. And that's roughly where I want to try and have our corner. On that sort of level. So you're still going to be a little bit higher than that, I would say. So what I'm going to try and do here is this. I'm actually quite concerned about if this is actually going to work or not. I'm definitely not going to end the stream until I've figured this out. We're still quite far away from it anyway. I think roughly here, I'd then have to add in this. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, you're the one that's slightly off, aren't you? But I think you're still fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's just you that's off. I remember that from ages ago. Anyway, let's just zoop you down now. Because this is the level that I'm currently on, even though I can very clearly see I still need to go up by a little bit. But it's good to get this foundation in particular, because this is the corner. The inner corner of the, well, corner. So I've got to line up the next blueprint along here now. When I build a road, you often build off the terrain. If you do not have to have a road there, you don't have one, but yeah. Oh dear. The only reason why I'm doing this road is for my conveyor belt highway. And I thought I might as well just add a road on top to make it look nice. That's literally my thinking there. I think from this angle, can I imagine what this factory is going to end up looking like? It's difficult, if I'm honest. Really is difficult. I'm hoping it's going to end up looking quite nice, but I can't tell. It's still in such a confusing sort of stage, which I would say is a pretty big contributing factor to the problem. Okay. So. How far away am I from that? And secondly, are you actually going to line up? I can tell you now, you... well, I mean, you're built on the world grid, so yes, you are going to line up. Unless I've messed up. Okay, so you're 10.5 foundations away. Damn. How are you half it off? Doesn't matter. I think I know why. But it's okay. Okay. So you're 10.5 off. My corner blueprint has to basically start somewhere around here. So if I was to go down by a little bit more, get rid of all this. That will then be 4 from that. That'll be 5. That's 9. 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be able just about to squeeze this in, but let's see. Whenever I start talking to myself, that's how you know I'm actually trying to pay attention to something, which is often rather concerning. That's when we start to panic. And you're slightly off. Then what I'm going to try and do here now is... Also, you're not going to be built on the same level either, I'm pretty sure. Could be a tough day for us. As I say, I'm going to get this done. Whether it's easy or difficult. Difficult? Jesus. Difficult. Going to get it done. Oh wow, you're off by about half a mile. There we go. Make sure that's nice and lined up. How about down here? Are you going into the ground? No, but you're pretty darn close. And the problem is, this is where the corner starts. So you've got to go back by about 3 foundations. Oh, I forgot that. I didn't actually place that down. Heights-wise, I don't mind height. It's more of trying to line it up whilst trying to get to a reasonable height. So from here, it has to be at least 2 foundations out here, 'cause that's where the corner blueprint's going to be. You're already halfway into that. So I don't think I can go with this. What I can most likely end up doing here now is I can go with that. Looking good so far. Yeah, I'm still conflicted. I don't think it's going to look terrible. I think that there's a lot of work I've got to do to make it look better. As of right now, it's a bit all over the place. It is, it's a bit all over the place. But again, we'll figure out what to do. Every other problem I've faced in this game, I figured it out. So with this problem, we're going to figure it out. Not a question of if, it's a question of when. Also, regarding this, I might honestly do a 3-way junction. Adding the word junction to that sentence was actually a bit of a lifesaver. Almost got demonetized again. I do enjoy a good 3-way junction. You're going to go down and straight. You're just going to go round. You just come here now as well. But I'm thinking if I was to have this come straight here as well and actually go inside of the factory, that could end up looking quite nice. Again, am I going to use it? No. Does it necessarily line up with anything here? No, but I still want to try and do it anyway. So let's go with a junction. Or as they say in French, junction. I don't know what they say in French. Maybe just skip the ad. There we go. There we go. Let's go. So in theory now, you have to line up with this. There. Perfect. You are now lined up with that. You are now lined up with that. Okie dokie. You're not built on the right level. This has to come up by quite a bit. You should be lined up to this. I don't like them because of the perfectionism. Yeah. Wait, what? You don't line up to this? You just did? What? What did I even line it up to? I snapped it to that, did I not? I could have sworn I snapped it to that. Well, yeah. Let's try and do that again, then, shall we? Junction. There you go. Let's go default mode for now. Let's make sure that this is lined up. Again. So that's in the middle. Great. That's in the middle. Great. So now that it's in the middle, all we have to do is just hook this up. In theory. There. Now I think it's spot on. Junction, junction, what's your function? I was talking about this the other day, but I pronounce these words very similarly. R, 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 arse. That's all of those words I've just said were completely different from one another. There's also there. Live and live are spelt the exact same. I could type like, I don't want to live. And someone might think, no, what's you doing? No, I don't want to live stream. Oh, okay. It's, you know, it's completely different. But, yeah. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you teased me. It's literally, it's 4.5. If it was 4, wait. No. You're actually, are you fine? Are you actually like, okay? You might actually be okay. Let me just try and plot this down. So what are you? You're nothing. Wow, that's a bit sad. You're something to me. I need this one. Hey, what? There we go. So you do sort of go over here a little bit, which I actually don't want you to do. I'd rather you did this. Same on that side. Wait, no, you have to be a T-junction. Rather than this junction. Have I even got a T-junction? No. Okay, so that's the blueprints that's been deleted then, the T-junction. Okay. The concept's still very similar. Just add a wall here and that's basically it. But now let's try and connect everything. You're then going to continue going over in this direction. With this blueprint. Going to come forwards by 1 click. There we go. That should be completely fine. Yes, you're now lined up. Grand. Then you are going to come over here. Although preferably without this being in the way. The next problem is height. It should line up. Everything should now line up completely fine. But height is the next challenge. That's what this is. It's a challenge. Yeah, I mean, it's a mission. It's a mission. So that's how this is now going to work out. I do want to very quickly just try and finish off this T-section. At least just from up here. I can get a better visual understanding of the monstrosity, of the geniusness that I'm creating. Sorry, I almost said monstrosity. I didn't mean it. I did. So what, do you go here? Yeah? Where do you go? The ends of those rounded beams with the barriers in the way look disgusting. Oh, it's temporary. I literally just do this. That's what I do. Then the same thing up there as well. Then we connect that together. Then we connect this. This works. Kind of, sort of, not really, because that's in the way. It doesn't matter. Again, I'll probably do that off camera. No, I never leave them like that. No, because I don't like the way it looks. Let's continue going. I know that this is where the top of the asphalt is. So I'm wondering, how can I get them on the same sort of level. Let's see. So the very first thing I want to try and do is plop in you. That's going the complete opposite way. So maybe this one then. There we go. When that goes down here, how far are we off then? Probably one more of those blueprints? Yeah, okay. This isn't too bad. This is fine. Everything is okay. Just kidding, no it's not. Right, let's continue. Are you facing the right way? Yeah? Something needs to get added into there, but you are facing the right way. Good. Everything in that direction. So then are you facing the right way? Yeah, you are as well, but yeah, okay, just, yeah. Need some R&R, that's all. Let's like this. Missing concrete. Okay, let's try and get the resources and then come back. Then I want to try and hook everything up and just see what it's going to end up looking like. I really don't know. I'm still really unsure. A little bit of concrete from that. You're fine. Again, I could summon sloop it, but I'm not too desperate for it. Okay, wait, are we that low everywhere? Yeah, we are kind of. Okay. Away from that. Same thing here. Okay, that should be fine. We should not need any more concrete than that. Iron plates we are lacking as always. Fine. Get some more iron plates from here. Leave it running overnight? Yeah, most likely. Chuck all of these into here. Brilliant. Probably a couple more. I'll get 2 stacks extra. Steel beams, I'm not really concerned about. I will get a stack of 200, but the rest of it will be fine. Yeah. Last things last is you. Is that too many? Oh, that's miles too many. Okay. Let's go. I know I have got some inventory room spared, but it's okay. I shouldn't need too many now. I'm hoping to get this done within the next 10 blueprints. Oh, okay. Storage crates. Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Just have a good few storage crates and just let it flow. Because in theory, if I'm asleep for 8 hours, that's 14 times by 8. 84, 8, 16, 32. 120k almost? I think. Something around that mark. But yeah, it should be enough. One, okay. Let's continue. Are you facing the right way? Yes, you are. I don't think you're in the way, right? No, you're just chilling. Okay. I have to get rid of it eventually, but right now it's just fine. Make sure that I get this over here as well. I think the plan of doing this is still fine. The plan holds. How am I missing so many iron plates? Does one of these blueprints consume more than the other? No, you consume less. Oh, because it's taking from inventory before the depot. When did I turn that on? That's the reason why I've never had enough of anything. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Oh well. That's 001. Get this again. Facing the right way? Yes. How many more of these can I afford? Maybe 2? Let's see. Hopefully not the last one here. That's the wrong blueprints. Three hours? 3 hours is a long time for me to stream. I always try and stream between... I would say 2 hours and 15 minutes to 3 hours is my streaming time. The reason as to why I do that is because if I don't, I might get burnt out. I've explained this before, but yeah. That's the main reason as to why I do that. And also sometimes it can be quite intensive as well. Especially when I am doing just logistics for 3 hours straight. This isn't like playing Minecraft for 3 hours where you just do a bit of building and mining. It feels like I'm working almost. This feels like a job. A fun job, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. But it does take a lot of brain power just to try and not continuously mess things up. And also, I'm not really used to talking for long periods of time. So, even little things like my jaw hurting happens whenever I stream. So, if I stream longer than 3 hours, then it might hurt. Also, I sometimes have other things to do, so... Streaming between 2.5 hours. I'll say, yeah, 2.5 hours is what I try and get to. If I don't get there, then it is what it is, but I do try. So that's 002. Let's pop down this. Right, so that's pretty much as far out as I want to get to anyway. Because I've got to replace this with something else. Because the height, again, is different. I bounced there by accident. Content creation's a job. Yeah, I mean, I don't really make content though. I just stream and make videos. I know that is technically content creation, but when you hear the word content creator or content creation, you think of someone that dedicates their entire lives for it. I just can't think of a worse thing to do. I've learned the hard way that sometimes combining your hobby and your job isn't a good idea. It sounds fantastic. But, again, from my personal experience, it's not. So this is where things get difficult. I think what I've got to try and do is go up by one more. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a very close call. I think I might even have to go back by a foundation, I would say. Probably bring this forward here by 1 as well. I can most likely afford it by now. If not, that is concerning. Let's see. So you were 001. Let's get 002. Facing left. Brilliant. So then now here, if I was to add you, can I afford this one? Yes, brilliant. Okay. I'm so far away from lining it up, that was almost embarrassing. There we go. Okay, you're the wrong one. Nice. You seem to be off by 1 foundation. Oh, okay. Which is kind of annoying. What happened with the pipes? What ones? So I think it's ramped. Was it not that one? It is actually. Yeah, no, that's right. There. Perfect. So, if I was to come down by here, I can almost guarantee the asphalt isn't going to properly line up. Yep. Not just that, but we're off by a weird foundation, aren't we? Oh no, okay, no, so you do line up in that regard. You're 3 foundations off there. Height-wise, you're a few meters off. So what I'm going to propose is I push this back by 2 meters. Wrong, 4 meters. 1 foundation. Then that should mean I've got a 4 gap in here, where I should then be able to slot in an additional ramp. Okay. Now it's a question of, do I want to just fully delete this, or do I want to just zoop it into here? Because if I do zoop it, it might look a bit weird. If I delete it, it will look weird. So let's try the zoop first. This is ramp 003. Let's just make sure to remember that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn, sorry. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. Everything here, in theory, actually lines up. I am going to get rid of this. Same with probably the one on the other side there. Just so it looks a little bit more normal. But unless you knew that I kind of did a bit of magic behind it, you probably wouldn't have guessed that it looks a bit weirdly placed. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then get rid of this, just like so. Okay. Now we've got a 4 meter gap. You should line up here perfectly, by the way. That looks pretty perfect to me, so I'm really happy with that. And now, because you're 4 meters off, I think what's going to be best to do is plop in our middle ramp and then just try and fiddle with it and see where it's going to look the neatest. So this is option number 1, just standard 1 foundation difference. Looks great from there. Oh, you know what? I see absolutely no dramas here. We might have to replace a couple of these markings, because you might do some weird Z snapping thing, but I literally see nothing wrong with this. I think we've done it, chat. Is the other side definitely connected? I know I've got to work a little bit on that T-junction, and one of you lot is actually technically wrong. So if I do that, there we go. Well, I think that's a good problem solved. Not to mention, by the way, the actual view going into this factory is going to look sick. That wasn't really something I thought about when I was building this, and I know it's not entirely symmetrical either. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's not symmetrical, which is fine. Again, literally wasn't intending for it to be. Why are you... What? Why are you there? I wasn't building in space. Why is that so far up there? That's an off-camera side quest. I won't bore you with... Yes, I won't. No, I won't. So that's not too bad. The second thing I want to try and analyze, first of all, by the way, if I really wanted to. My caller can now just go into my logistics down there. The second thing that I want to try and see is this. How does this look? That won't really be showing because that's just going to go inside the building. Was that your blueprint area? Well, it was an area that I showed off some of my blueprints. I made a video about maybe 3-4 months ago where I showed my blueprints, my conveyor belt highway, and I never got rid of it. Then about 2 months ago, I got a new PC, and I couldn't find any of my blueprints on my old PC. But luckily, because all my blueprints were still in the physical world located here, all I had to do was just save it, and then it saved it onto my PC here. So dotted around the map, I just had pretty much, not always, but I pretty much had every single blueprint that got deleted on my blueprint designers. Pretty much every single one. And that saved me 10 hours, minimum 10 hours worth of work. So if that isn't luck, I don't know what is. Like where the chest is at. No, we got rid of it. I stood over there when I got rid of all my stuff. I don't know what that is, but oh well. It's not a massive importance. So that road is going to go there. That road is going to go there. Underneath here, another road. No, no more roads. At least I don't think there'll be another road. Okay. There's still a lot we have to try and do with these roads. As you can tell, they're currently floating, which isn't really ideal. And in fact, that is actually one thing that did get removed, is my blueprint for the pillar. But that's very simple to design, luckily, so I'm not massively concerned about that. We can try and do that now. I've also got to hook some things up here as well, which is fine. Okay, I've done one of the problems. You see what the problem is now? There's a gap between these blueprints, then suddenly, oh no, there's no gap. I'll try and fix that one. So if I get rid of that blueprint, that one, that should be it, maybe. Kind of annoying, but oh well. That's why I check these things. And the last one there, we'll see. We'll see. To buy with all these roads. Yep, except I'm planning to not let my world get flooded. That's the plan. I don't want to flood my entire world. We'll see how it goes. It depends how the citizens behave. By the citizens, I mean myself. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, so, let's plop this down. I do deeply apologize for that. I'm a human being. I sneeze. I won't apologize for not being perfect. Even though I probably will, if I'm honest. Also, can we just talk about, by the way, I have gone 2 hours and 13 minutes without talking about Cyberpunk. I mean, this is an absolute channel world record for the last week, I think. Like, we haven't even mentioned it. Well, I've mentioned it now, but... You know. If that isn't... miracle? A Christmas miracle? I'm afraid I don't know what is, because that is a miracle. In my eyes. Haven't talked about Avatar either. Christmas has come early for you guys this year. It really has. Oh well. LA, yeah. I got offered to study in LA for a year. I declined it within about 3 seconds. I'm sure it's a great place, but for me personally, it's not my go-to. Who knows, maybe it will change in that time. That looks nice. Okay, so your going. Well, not going, just removing this. Get rid of that pattern, get rid of that pattern. Then this has to change slightly. This. Beautiful. Then you then change to that. You then change to this. Okay, that's really simple. Then hopefully underneath here, everything should be equally as rough, actually. All this has to go. Oh well. It's important. It's necessary. It's important. All of this has to go as well. Looks like it. Can I just land here? Yeah. Make my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to end up redesigning this in the blueprint designer. Obviously, there should be a three-way junction, which as of right now there is not. Kind of annoying. You can go, I think, right? Yeah. I believe so. Also, a couple days ago, it was the... What's his name? The YouTube boxer guy. Jake Paul, there we go. He boxed Anthony Joshua. Have a guess who won? That's correct, it was Joshua. I believe he broke his jaw. I've never really seen the interest in boxing. Like, I don't really want to get hurt. Saying that as I've literally... Yeah. If there's a war declared tomorrow, I'm literally going to the front line. But, other than that... It's not... I don't know, it's not really my kind of thing. Not my kind of jam. So I've seen all the memes about that. I don't really... care, if I'm honest. I know that a lot of people don't like Jake for the things he's done, but he's done nothing to me personally, so I just don't care. But of course Joshua won because, you know, he's literally Anthony Joshua. But speaking about Brits that lost against Americans, there was a new Mr. Beast video where there was an English guy from Love Island? The TV show, not the place. There isn't a place called Love Island. There might be, actually. Or the Isle of Wight. Beautiful place, beautiful place. He just was annoying. Not the best representation of this country, but it is what it is. I can't really say I watch too many Mr. Beast videos. Like, I don't mind them. The problem is I can't really watch fast-paced editing videos anymore because they just do my head in. Like, they really just do my head in. But that video is entertaining, at least. Right, so there's a massive gap here now. Should I just try and design something? See what we do? I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Exactly nothing. Because we're positive and stuff, yeah. That's right. This is the channel you come to for positive, is it? The Valhallan Pickle. I mean, you never know. You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow. We all know the lyrics. Right, so you've got to go somewhere there. Oh, my voice is dying again. This happened yesterday at around about this time as well. I want to try and get this done at least. Further out, there we go, perfect. That looks fine. Is it going to win any awards for being pretty? No. It's okay. Although it does kind of glitch through there, which is kind of annoying. Oh, never mind. I have to go. That's a shame. Okay, let me try and finish this then. Right. Family calls. Valhalla's calling me. Sorry. Good song. Was that from the TV show Vikings? Because I watched most of that, being obviously a Viking myself, right? Because, you know, the channel name and all that. So I was watching my brothers and sisters on that show, obviously, because again, I'm a Viking. And it was surprisingly good. It was one of those... Actually, it wasn't one of those shows where the writers don't understand what to do with characters. So what you'll find a lot, and especially now that I'm going to say it, you'll notice it even more, so you're welcome in advance. But whenever there's a male character and they don't know what to do with him, there's two options. Hit him off, or make him become a hero. That is basically it. But when it comes to a female character, and I don't like when they do this in the movies, the only two options they have is they die, or they get pregnant. When there's nothing else to write about them, it's like, what should we do with this character that no one really cares about? Pregnant? Yes. Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Come on. Is that the only thing you've got for writing with female characters? Is just them getting pregnant? I'm sure there's more to females than just getting pregnant. Like, I'm sure you could write something better. You would hope they would write something better. Even a new Avatar movie, the movie that I liked and that everyone didn't like apparently. Like, I liked it, but... Okay, spoiler by the way, big flashing red light spoiler. But one of the characters that dies is a character that no one really cared about. But the wife of the leader of the Sea Clan that Jake's currently staying with. And then when, like, they did both. James Cameron did both. She was pregnant and she died, and then she died right after giving birth to the child. Like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. They had nothing to do with that character. She had nothing to give to the plot, to the story. So what does she do? Get pregnant and die. You'll spot it in so many movies and TV shows. Laurie from The Walking Dead. Again, to be fair, it's the books that do it, I'm pretty sure. But The Walking Dead is one of my favourite TV shows of all time. I love it. Laurie was a character that not many people liked. What happened? She got pregnant, then died straight away. Oh, what a surprise. Oh, God. At least Carl had the dignity to get bitten by a walker after saving a doctor, who then saved Judith, because there was an evil doctor that came over from Negan's place, the Sanctuary, after they took it. Then they took him, then he tried to kill Judith. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way. It's been out for like 5-6 years, I mean, but yeah. The Walking Dead's good. I like it. Again, I'm like the only person that apparently likes it. I seem to notice that every show that people like, I don't seem to like. Then every show that I like, people don't seem to like. Which is weird. For example, Game of Thrones. I got about 4 episodes into Game of Thrones and I haven't watched it since. I bored to unbelievable depths. It's just not my kind of show. Maybe if I'm forced to watch it. Like a life or death, like kidnapped by the Taliban, and they say to you, you have to watch this show or we kill you. It's one of those where I have to actually think about it. Like, is it worth it? Lord of the Rings is fine. I think Lord of the Rings is a very okay piece of media. I don't think it's bad. But I wouldn't say it's as unbelievably unbelievable as what people say. Granted, I've like turned it off once and fallen asleep once, but you too low. Because the reason why I'm building this up, by the way, is because of the tracks. I should probably explain what I'm doing rather than just yapping, but yeah, too low. Go up by one more than... Yeah, I don't know, just something about TVs and movies that I just don't massively enjoy. 1, 2. That should be better. And when they know nobody cares about the character, they try and make a character that has similar qualities to that. Yeah. Yeah. Some story writing is fantastic. What was I watching the other day? Oh, Fallout. I know I've talked about this one before. I was watching the Fallout thing on... Is it Amazon? I should probably know if I've seen it. And it got to the point in the story writing where I was genuinely hooked. I was like, wow, this is actually good writing. I won't spoil what happens because Season 2's just come out, so I do recommend watching it. I think this is the wrong one. I think it's actually quite good. Oh? There we go. You know, I'd recommend it. It's better than some other crap I've seen recently. Where the hell did you just go? Wait, what? I can't go down. There's definitely something here. Okay, I'm just gonna guess where it is then, sure. In fact, here's a question for the chat. What's the worst movie or TV show you've ever seen? Like, in your lives? I honestly wouldn't even know. I don't watch much media. If I was to say something though. Worst thing ever. I don't know. The thing is, because I don't really watch many things, I only watch what I like to call comfortable movies. With writing that isn't really too, like, incredible, or anything that's too complex to understand. I really don't know. I'm actively trying to think about this as I build my hypertubes, by the way. I'm not just chinning off the question. I'm trying to think. I'm using all 3 of my functional brain cells to think about this question. No. I'm thinking about every single movie I've ever seen. I can't say Game of Thrones. Too many people like it. But it's up there. Harry Potter. I didn't like the first few Harry Potter movies. And whenever I try to watch a new TV series or a new series of movies, then someone says to me, "Oh, don't worry. It gets better after the 4th movie." What? It gets better after the 4th movie? So you're telling me I've got to watch a minimum of like 8 hours of a program that not even you like, and then it starts to get better? What's the bloody point in that case? This looks terrible. Like, that's outrageous. Can you just go straight? Is that like a thing that you can just do? That's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know, worst movie. I didn't actually see this movie, but from the reviews I've heard, it's pretty bad. I believe it's called The Blitz, and it's set around, well, London during the time of the Blitz, when the Germans were just bombing the hell out of London, which we did the same to their cities, but no one ever talks about it because we won. I think, is it Dresden that we just got rid of, basically? Awful stuff, but anyway, history. And it's basically about the story of a family that was growing up during the Blitz, and apparently they barely even showed anything to do with the Blitz in the actual movie itself. And a lot of it was just following this boy around his trip, or his trip around England, and basically showing how dreadful British people are. And like everyone's racist because the boy was black. And this is like 1940. The Blitz was 43 or 42? Watch it be 44. Anyway. And it was basically just saying, oh, British people were so terrible. Look at this, look at that, look at this. Okay, but it's called the Blitz, and you've barely even showed the Blitz. It's almost nothing to do with history, but more of like a guilt kind of program. And I'm not really massively into those, if I'm honest with you. So, from what I've heard, that wasn't too good. There was another one that I saw that was really bad. It wasn't Marvel's. I think it's something Marvel related. Wasn't there a movie with the Marvels that's featured all of the side characters that nobody cared about? Because, oh, The Witcher. They did that now as well, because The Witcher had a spin-off TV show that featured a couple of the characters that you see briefly. From what I heard, didn't do very well. Season 4 of The Witcher, I don't think it's doing great anyway. Now, I've never played The Witcher. I have seen the TV show, and I didn't think the TV show was that bad because I've never really been introduced to the world of Witcher. So I didn't know much about the lore, I didn't know much about Gerald, or about the white girl that gets on my nerves with the white hair, Sylvia, Silhouette, Theory, there you go, got them in the end, bloody hell. But I thought it was fine, but then for the ones that have played the game, they're like, whoa, what the hell is this? It's barely anything like the game. Halo, I saw the first episode of Halo. I just realized they're doing a lot of video game adaptations, aren't they? Seems to be a very valuable marketplace. Super Mario, that was an okay movie. I didn't mind it. What other video games adaptations have they done? I'm waiting for them to do a Horizon one. If they ever do like a Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn World as a movie, breathtaking. Absolute cinema. Although I suppose it might end up being not similar to Avatar, but some of the characters do look very, very similar, so maybe that could be a bit of a problem. Anyway, there we go. So, off camera, I don't know how much work I want to try and do. This looks like an absolute mess, because again, it's still a construction site, especially everything over there. But the road layout, for this part at least, is done. I don't want to mess around with this anymore. Tomorrow, I'm not here tomorrow. Tuesday, Christmas Eve, I will be here. I should be doing a Christmas Eve live stream, where I'm then going to be focusing on this part of the conveyor belt highway. So everything of here, far, and wherever the resources are, just trying to connect it and seeing what that ends up looking like. I also think the road coming from the factory to over here is going to look pretty cool as well. We'll do the little bits underneath here as well, making sure everything's hooked up to the floor. Gonna redesign a couple blueprints. We've got a lot to do. I might do it off camera, but if I'm honest, I've been playing a lot of Total War Warhammer recently. And I've been enjoying that off camera, so I might just go do that, or just go sit with the fam. Anyway. You forgot the name, but I had swamp people with budget, dollar store, goody suits, and characters were so lifeless. Yeah, there have been a couple just dreadful movies in that regard. Yeah, like just dreadful. Any surprising flops? I don't know if there's been many surprising flops. Again, Witcher 4, but everyone kind of knew that was going to be a little bit on the questionable side because Henry Cavill wasn't in it. Anything else? Some may say Avatar. Again, I thought it was a good movie. There were some scenes I just didn't care for, but it seemed good. The experience of it was good. I don't know. Again, I'm not really much of a movie kind of guy. Anyway, without further ado, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. We are live again on Tuesday innit? So feel free to tune in for that if you enjoyed today's live stream. Thank you very much for the 4 likes on today's stream. I do greatly appreciate that. And for the 83 people that have tuned in for today as well. So thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day. And hopefully I can see you guys again on Tuesday for another future stream. Have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, stay safe and Godspeed.